Welcome to Views and Opinion on Hill Media Africa. I am Ogonoike Omotola, and today we are going to discuss on the acceptance of the Old Naira Notes back as a legal tender in our economy. Now, still in the Naira saga, a lot of people are confused and a lot of agitations have been built up as the Old Naira Note is back as a legal tender in the nation. Some people are confused as to what to accept, while others are not accepting the Old Naira Note at all. Now, let's hit the street and hear what the public has to say on this matter.
There is a lot of confusion in terms of this new and old money in Nigeria now. Buhari will say yes today, tomorrow he will say no. And next, MFLA will say yes, the next day he will say no. So we are confused. But this since 2 days ago, we have been cooperating with our passengers, even to help them collect the money. Because if we refuse to do it, things are getting harder and harder every day in this country.
Really accepting of the Old Naira Note, I believe it's going to turn everything around, because for the past few months now, the thing has affected us drastically. No market, no money in circulation. Sometimes you come to the market, sometimes people will go to the bank to collect the money. Like they said that we should start accepting it.
Yes.
A few days ago, my friend went to the bank gave her the Old Naira Note. When she came to the market to buy stuff, people did not accept it. She didn't have to go back to the bank to deposit the money back, and the money was rejected in the bank.
Okay.
So the thing has really affected us. I don't know. I believe if people will start collecting, and if banks will start giving it and collecting it also, the thing will turn around the thing. I believe everything will turn around it.
The new money is not in circulation, and they collected the whole old money and then promised that they are going to give new one. And then when you get to the bank will tell you that there's no money, no new money. And people become offended. And then they now reverse back that they are going to collect the old money, while the people has given away all their old money, and now you are returning it. Many people are not happy and they are not accepting the money. Even myself, I just manage because I have heard from radio and then from radio and news that the old money should be using. But I am not happy because that is not a good development.
The Old Naira Notes uh, was being given out to marketers, let's say, last 2 days. That is when we start accepting it for the past 2 days. Generally, the acceptance is very poor, because we thought that, because some people say when they go to the bank to return it back to them, they don't accept it. So marketers, they were very afraid to accept it from people. But there was an announcement that was made um, that was late yesterday, and that made people to accept it. But generally, it has not been accepted by a whole lot of people in the market. There's a problem in transaction. Mostly it's transfer, because we don't have cash. It is mainly by transfer, and we are facing a lot of challenges by that transfer. There are some transaction network issues. There are some transactions with the network failed. The customer, you not give out your product unless you get an alert. Yes. Because that is a big challenge. When you sell, at the end of the day, the transaction failed, then the customer will feel bad and leave the product and go. So it's a very big challenge. Though we are accepting transfer, but there's a lot of challenges, and that's transfer transactions in the market.
Welcome back, viewers. I have a special guest in studio with me this time around to talk about this topic with. Now, let's welcome Dr. Aslem
Okulehe.
Sorry, sir. Okulehe. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Dr. Aslem is a PhD holder in political science and international relations. He is a research fellow. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you so much.
Now, Dr. Aslem,
Yeah.
few months ago, the government came up and said that we should return our Naira notes, as new Naira notes are coming up and new Naira notes will be used as a legal tender in our economy. Some people struggled to put their money into the bank so that they can have a means of transaction. After depositing their money in the bank, the new Naira notes which we readily received was not even available to people. Just few days ago, the government has come up again and said that we should spend the old Naira notes. The same old Naira note they rejected, they are now accepting it back as the legal tender in our nation. So what's your take on this move by the federal government?
As you can see, Nigeria as economy is a one in transition. We are still, trying to get to a certain stage of, stabilization of our economy. The old Naira note was phased out. A new one was introduced. At a later stage, they now said they will start accepting the 200 Naira note, giving up the 1,000 and 500 Naira note. All of a sudden, they now came up now to tell us to start, accepting the old Naira notes, ab initio, rejected, and giving us 31st of December 2023 as the deadline. The problem here is, it's not all about, the making promises or making policies and, going contrary to the policy. The problem is that the poor man on the streets, the people at the receiving end, who are the masses, who these policies are meant to protect. Yes, introduction of a new, trying to change the currency, it has its security implications. There are the positives about changing, because they want to, there are so many reasons, we don't have to go into all those reasons, but there are security reasons why, have to checkmate, one of them being to checkmate the circulation of currency. Most of this currency in circulation, there are some, sharp practices out there. The government needed to, checkmate some of these practices. Now, and one of the ways of checkmate is not to change this Naira. And those who felt hit, worst hit were the politicians. My only, regret about all this is the timing of the change. It's not as if countries pass through, this kind of phases, in economic changes, transformation. The timing, towards the time we're having, we're already having issues, political, economic, security issues and all the likes. Now, coming at the time we are all, trying to have a presidential election to have this change of currency wasn't the best. And now trying to phase it out, I was thinking, we've done it in the past and it's worked out for us. So it was somebody was saying that, it's as if we're not ripe for it. No, we are ripe. The real problem is that, the process of phasing it, I was thinking they would have, the little knowledge one has about political economy, they would have kind of 2-3 phases, whereby the first phase would have been to bring in some of this currency, the new one, inject it into the economy, in the system, then phasing this one, the old one out. And this one's like spending it. Once the old one gets into the bank, they hold it.
And finally, do you think there's a political relation between this cashless policy and the election? Because if you can think about it, so this cashless policy came up before the election, and immediately after the election, they said we could spend our old notes. Do you think there's a relation between them?
Yes. Anybody who holding that theory of political relationship attached to this, that person is not far from it. That person is not wrong, because if you look at the timing, as I've always mentioned, the timing, and some people felt, the political class, the politicians proper, they felt that this thing were being targeted at them, because of this the money bags, the way we throw cash around, and it was hit at them. You see some of the politicians around there, mostly those are the upper.
Everybody felt it.
They felt it because there was not availability of that cash to throw around. That was one good point. But I was thinking they would have started it beforehand. Even if, yes, they would have started. That's, if you see, this is where I'm humbling and hinting at. Yes, that's the political, but the feeling that they were. But the policy, if you look at it, the pros and cons of the policy, it's a welcomed one.
Yes, sir.
There are charges, there are cost implications, but we're bound to face it. And as we are facing it, we should brace up to the challenges. We're trying to make a country better. So let us not, trying to look at it that you're not really targeting at a particular person, me, or the politicians, because of the way we play our politics here. They maybe that's how they now. Other people, what we are facing as the masses. So everybody, you have your own take, you have your own interest, you have your own.
You should have actually thought of everybody.
Everybody before you now go into this. So if the politician come and say that it was targeted, but I won't subscribe to the fact that it was targeted at a particular person. But I know that it helped to curb this political malpractice. It really helped.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. And we hope that the cash is now available to people, because I mean that some people are saying that the cash will be available, cash will not be available, but we hope that available cash is for the masses. And also, viewers, try to spend your notes, because the old note is now accepted as a legal tender. That's it for today, viewers. And we've heard about the cashless policy and everything we can do to maintain the economic system of the nation. Don't forget that the old Naira note is now accepted back as a legal tender in this economy. I remain Ogunoike Omotola. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, even to your enemies, your friends, your family members our video. We'll see you later in our next episode. Bye-bye.